Remember the 6-7 hype that began a couple months back? Parents, teachers, how one day kids began doing this gesture and smirking every time an adult mentioned the number 6-7? We all thought it was stupid at first, but now, a couple months later, if an adult asks a kid how their day was and the kid replies 6-7 and just walks off, we all just kind of accept it. Weird, right? How when a word or phrase goes viral online, at first it stands out, but then you hear the word again and again, and before long, the word begins to feel normal. I'm sure you've all noticed this before, but thought nothing much of it. It's just a few words, just trends, nothing serious, who cares? But today, I want to take you a little deeper, because this isn't just about slang, and this isn't just about trends. What I want to talk about today is something that is in many ways more subtle and significant. How social media is redefining what language is being used for, turning it from a tool for connection into a tool for reaction. And that shift has real consequences. When language begins to prioritize reaction over meaning, our communication becomes less thoughtful and more extreme, both in how we express ourselves and in how we understand others. But that's a lot. So to understand this, let's begin by looking at the way we talk online. On social media, the words that spread the fastest aren't always the most meaningful. They're the most recognizable, repeatable, and engaging. And over time, that begins to change the way that we select our words. Take a word like skibbity, which is, I'm sure you know, a moderately new Gen Alpha slang word, and it doesn't have a fixed definition. It can mean something is good, bad, weird, impressive, confusing, or absolutely nothing at all. Because skibbity spreads because its power isn't in meaning, but in recognition. Everyone knows it, everyone finds it funny, so everyone repeats it. And while that flexibility might seem harmless or humorous, it comes at a cost. When one word can mean everything, it slowly replaces words that mean something specific. So instead of saying something is eloquent, absurd, or ironic, we default to one vague label: skibbity. So over time, we all begin pulling from the same few words and phrases until, without realizing it, we all begin to sound the same. And when our words lose nuance, our thinking quickly follows. When words are chosen for shock value rather than meaning, our reactions become quicker and less thoughtful. On social media, we're more likely to launch verbal assaults and have heated discussions that often turn into playground-level insults in the comment section. And in those moments, we stop thinking deeply, we begin reducing things to quick, lazy judgments, and thirdly, we begin to sort the world into extremes. Good versus bad, right versus wrong, friend versus enemy. Social media purposefully encourages this through the use of the echo chamber effect. This effect is when algorithms and user behavior create a closed loop online, exposing individuals only to ideas and information that confirm their pre-existing opinions. This sort of environment reinforces personal biases and limits exposure to opposing viewpoints, encouraging more radical ways of thinking. And we see this effect in real life constantly, and let me give you a quick example. An analysis of nearly 3 million social media posts from users in the US conducted by the University of Cambridge and NYU found that every time a post used language targeting the opposite wrong side, such as using the words liberal or Democrat on a Republican post in a demeaning way, that post became significantly more likely to be shared, with each one of those words increasing its reach by 67%. So, the more a post rewards attention, So the more a post oversimplifies complex ideas and sorts people into simple us and them boxes, the more attention it receives. And because attention is the reward system of social media, this type of language doesn't just spread, it becomes the norm, encouraging more radical ways of thinking. And that's why this issue matters. Because slang and trends are only the most visible signs of a much bigger change. As I said at the very beginning, social media is redefining what language is being used for, turning it from a tool for connection into a tool for reaction. And the result is a world where communication becomes monetized and people polarized. So here's my call to action to all of you. Be intentional with the language that you adopt. As simple as that. Because social media isn't going away, and algorithms will continue to push for what gets engagement. But language doesn't have to become shallower and more divided and more extreme just because algorithms reward it. We can slow down and choose words with purpose. We can have conversations that bridge gaps instead of widening them. My final question for you all today is, are you going to let social media manipulate the way that you live your life? Or are you going to notice what's happening and take control of your own narrative? Thank you.